as you can see, most of the panels have got scuff marks on them. The front mudguard is actually broken, as is this front section here is actually split. I'm going to try and repair them if I can. Once I take it all off, I'm hoping that they would all basically go back into place. That's the Direct Bikes moped, and now I'm going to start to strip her down. Where someone's had a go at repairing this before with some sort of filler or whatever, but obviously not done a proper job. Now that is really pretty badly cracked there, but for the sake of a repair I'm going to give it a go anyway. If it doesn't turn out any good, then obviously I will buy a new like that. So that's supposed to be one piece, you see, so that's going to take some repairing, but we'll give it a go. We'll strengthen it out from the back and play it by ear. So I'm going to start getting these ones prepared, and we'll have a look when I start doing some techniques. Right, what I'm going to try and do now is clean up all the areas you can see, and I've actually just clamped this joint back together. Now what I intend to do is to put a groove down here and hopefully backfill some material in there to give it some initial strength, and then I'll turn it over and try and bridge the actual joint with some more strengthening. So that's what I'm going to try and do first. But first of all, I'm going to clean my soldering iron up and just see what we can do with this. What I hope to use as a filler is one of these cable ties. So I'm going to try and just introduce that into the slot by melting the cable tie, and then hopefully it will drop into the actual groove. Now I'm just going to release the grips just to see if it has actually taken. I'll tell you what, that's actually not bad. Let me just show you that. Look, that's actually not bad. I'm just going to finish off that little bit there, but that, believe it or not, is actually strong as an ox. I'm well impressed with that. Using them cable ties as a filler, That is brilliant. Now if I do that, I'm sure if I do that on the back side, that'll be just as good. So let me just finish this off now. Right, okay, I've just sanded that joint down. As you can see, it's lovely and smooth now. And if I flex it, look, nothing, no movement whatsoever. So all I'm going to do with that is give it a thin skim of filler and then sand it down and then prime it with a plastic primer first, and then I'll hit it with a normal primer. But as you can see, look, no movement at all in that joint. I've left the back unsanded, just as a bit of support there, as you can probably see. But that surface there, that is as strong as it was. Look, and it's lovely and smooth. So that repair is now essentially done. Exactly the same with that one. I've sanded that one down, and as you can see, moving it and twisting it, there's no flexion at all there from that joint. Perfectly strong. We've temporarily put a quick repair down the top of this mudguard here, which is cracked in numerous places, as you can probably see there. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to get this to the stage now where it will be ready for filling, so you can actually see how strong this turns out and what I actually go through to get it to that stage. Now this, normally you'd throw this piece away, I'm sure you'd agree. As I say, it's only £15 for a brand new one, so this is more of an exercise that I can show people with the cable tie filling technique. So I'm going to just repair these little, look at me, we'll repair these big cracks here and just show you how strong you can make this, or this makes this actual repair. Well, first of all, if we actually take a look at the piece which I've got to repair, what I've actually done is sanded away with 80 grit paper all the areas where the cracks have actually taken place. And on the back here as well, someone had put loads of some sort of filler. Well, I've taken all that off and removed all that as well. Not too worried about the underneath, cleaning the underneath at this moment in time, because all we're really going to want to access underneath at the moment is the crack itself, where we're going to put a groove in there with the soldering iron. So basically the whole area is clean now, and all I'm going to do is take the soldering iron and my pair of mole grips, and I just want to clamp the piece as near to its original shape as possible so that it holds together. Now again, I'm not looking for anything other than stabilising that joint. What I'll do then is I'll take the soldering iron, and all I'm looking at doing is drawing the soldering iron across the joint and basically making a V right on the joint. And then all I do is introduce into the V the cable tie and melt both sides into the slot. Right, now that's fused that bit, I'm just going to remove the clamp just so that I can get that edge. Well, so far, as you can probably see there now, that joint is lovely and strong. There you go, look, that's taken all the flexion out of that was there at the moment. So I've just got to carry on now and finish off going down all these cracks here. Right, there we go. I've just finished the inside now, doing the inside, so I'm just going to clean the old soldering iron down. Put that over there. So if I could just show you now the strength that this mudguard has now got again. As you can see, I'm flexing all the joints there, as you can see. That I could never have done that before with this unit. As you can see, look, flexing it open there, closing and open. I'm sure you can see I'm putting a lot of tension on that. That one there was the worst one, as you probably know. As you can see, look, absolutely fine now compared to what it was. I've just done, as I say, the inside repairs are exactly the same, as you can see there. Now all I'm going to do now is take some 80 grit paper to this and just smooth the surfaces off. Now again, you could do this by hand, but I'm going to do this with a little orbital sander, a little electric one. I've got a DA as well, but I'm going to use a little orbital sander for this. So here we go. Right, okay. Brush off. So as you can probably see there, there's the joint that we've basically filled with the the plastic clip. I've sanded it down now, and as you can see there, I'm flexing the actual joint there now, quite seriously actually, if you can just look at that, look. And there's no weakness there whatsoever. Again, this is a car stopper filler. It's not a normal body filler where you can only apply it to bare metal. It's like a finishing filler, you could say. So again, not going to need too much of this, so it's a little guesstimate. Again, mix it all up so you don't see any of the colour. Right, swiftly but surely over our area. Don't want to put too much on. Going off pretty rapidly, like that. We're basically there. Right, okay then, so I'll let that go off and then I'll sand it down. Right, we've done all the filling there, as you know. During the little time I've seen you last time, I've actually prepared a few other panels as well and got them repaired, but now let's just sand this down with some 80 grit paper and see what we've got. Right, that's got the most of it down now. I'm just going to finish this last bit off by hand. Right, now as you can probably see there, that's nice and smooth, that surface now. So all that requires now is a coat of primer, plastic primer first of all, to seal this up, and then we'll give it a normal coat of primer and that'll be ready for paint. Right, okay, we've finished preparing this front mudguard now. It's been filled, slightly filled as you know, and it's been sanded all over. I'm just going to hit it now with some filler primer, and this hopefully will give us a nice consistent finish for our top coat. We're all dry now, we've just got a couple of surface scratches. I'm just going to fill, you don't need to see that, you've seen me do all that before. But now, as you can probably see, this mudguard is now ready for paint. So what I'm going to do now is just go over this with our primer, and then we're going to apply our base coat and then obviously the lacquer on top of that. just give these another coat. Now as you can see all the metallics in there. That's what it looks like when the base coat, which is water based, don't forget, is wet. And I'll just go to the other end of this panel, so I've just span it round, and as you can see, when it's dry, totally different. So this is the effect you're looking for, and that's when you know that you're ready to have another coat. And there's only about a 10-minute window, 10 to 15 minutes, so that's what you're actually looking for, that matte finish. Right, everything there has dried fine. Now time for the top coat. Right, there we go. I've got them under the heat lamp now. I don't know if you can see or not. There we go. That's the finish. There's a couple of little bits of dust in there, but again, I'm not really too bothered about them, to be honest with you. I can sand them out if I wanted to, but I probably won't bother. You're going to get that because it's not a controlled environment. So, as you can see, the look is not too bad. It's going to be definitely good enough for sort of this bike. So, there's another one there. Look, as you can see, look. Not too bad at all. Just try and get the nut on the back. That fits there lovely now. That's it. Nice fit. Absolutely lovely. And there we go. Front mud guards now on. There we go. Have a little look around it. Remember all this was all scratched. There we go, all the way around, look. This was that ropey old top box which was broken. I know it's not a very good job, but it will do, and it locks and it works. So coming right round, as you know, I'll put a new backlight on it. As you probably remember, all this was all scratched there. All heavily scuffed all down there, and it's not turned out too bad. This front light fitting here had a big lump of plastic missing out of it. It's not perfect, but it's done the job, it's repaired. And the fairing, as you can remember, was basically snapped along here, this line here, both sides. Snapped along here, both sides. And there was chunks and bits missing out of it, as you probably remember. But now it's all back in one piece, and it's ready to go for its test. But there we go, that's the little project finished.